How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Radical Computer Solutions YouTube channel. My name is Tom, and welcome back to Gamedec Definitive Edition. I decided for this particular game it'd be better for me to record my voice live instead of doing the voiceover like I was doing before, because I wasn't really giving myself enough time to actually read the dialogue things. So, figured this would be easier. Yes. Apartment. Alright. Let's check the quest log. Go to the client. Alright. That's right. We had finished exploring everything in our apartment here, and we were ready to take off and go see our client. So let's do that. Solid doors protected me and my apartment. Or maybe they protected Warsaw City from me. Okay. IIGS' office. The roof of the Undercity is one of my favorite spots. Even though I'm standing on one of the lowest walkways in Warsaw City, I feel like I'm on top of a mountain. Below me is a 150-meter-long gaping abyss stretching over the seemingly endless ruins of old Warsaw. A ground cleaners company, Cyclops, chugs away in the distance, clearing rubble from old blocks of apartments. If you look hard enough, you'll notice bonfires made by savages among the dust and fog. I can hear the humming of a nearby MCC beacon standing guard and watching over me. Yes, the ROU is definitely one of my favorite spots. Blog, The Dark Side of the Megapolis. Alfredius 55. Of course your butler's name is Alfred. Better get back to the Batcave there, Alfred. Alright, what do we got? Painting. I noticed a gold frame as soon as I entered the room. A painting of Jeffrey IIGS? Oh, those directors and their inflated egos. But why was it hanging in the hall? A receptionist in love? Or maybe it was just corporate policy. It looked like gold, but I wasn't certain. It was easy enough to check. Yeah, I'm curious. I took out my badge and used it to scratch the smooth surface. A deep groove appeared. Gold. Hey, I got an achievement for that. Nice. I didn't have time for artistic elation. Workspace. What do we got here? The computer on the desk was not secured. The empty workspace exuded corporate solitude. The nameplate on the desk read, Junior Customer Support Specialist, Idris Ikari. Wow. The screensaver slideshow changed between landscapes beyond the ABBs and the towers of Warsaw City. Breaking a sequence, an image of two women embracing appeared on one of the monitors. One of them had blue hair. Yeah, why not? I barely touched the screen and gained access to the desktop. It wasn't locked. There was an open BWI presentation and an unfinished hand of solitaire. Let's browse the presentation first. I saw 3D blue whales flying through the clouds, the company's logo. The animated slides presented the financial results for the last quarter. I copied the presentation to take a look at later. There may have been some interesting files there. My snooping software started sifting through the contents of the computer. The screen filled up with the face of my client, Jeffrey IIGS. I can see you through the camera. You won't find anything on that computer. I'm in the room next door. Come and see me. Oops. Before IIGS hung up, the software displayed the search results. There really was nothing there. I don't have time for solitaire right now. There's nothing more to see here. Hi, dear.
Yeah,
The man took a deep breath and let the air out through his nose with a loud wheeze. Icons and tags that appear in the left of the text mark dialogue branches that you have unlocked by your previous decisions. Other players might see something different, or nothing at all. Cool. Past choices. He took a good look at me. You're here. Good. Let me introduce myself. Hello, my name is... I know who you are. I'm Director IIGS. Something's wrong with my son. He's not getting off the couch, and, well, you'll see for yourself. It's been over 4 days. He entered some game with his friend Timmy. I've tried talking to Timmy, but he's clammed up. His condition makes me worry even more. My son is on the couch in the next room. Let's go there now. Sure. Cool. Here he is. Find out what's going on with him and how he can be helped. Okie dokie. IIGS' son was wearing an expensive brand-name suit, and a state-of-the-art helmet covered part of his face. The couch's side panel warned that he'd exceeded the online time limit. I couldn't help noticing the genital area of his gaming suit was bulging. Let's see. Let's examine the kid first. Let's touch his hand. I took his hand. It was slightly trembling, but with a normal temperature. That happens in games that generate lots of adrenaline. His fingertips were covered with sweat. No, not sweat. I rubbed the sticky substance between my fingers and sniffed. Berries and chewing gum. Ew. Check if he's faking. I grabbed his shoulders and shook him a few times. No muscle tension. He wasn't faking. The quiet sound of the suit's massaging devices grew louder as the supporters brought his body back to the optimal position. IIGS cleared his throat impatiently. I welcome your conclusions when you're ready. Anything else we can do with him? Examine his face. I leaned over and looked under the visor of the helmet. No signs of an extended online stay. Expensive supplements did the trick. He had irregular skin discolorations near the ears. I had no idea what could have caused them. Let's look at the helmet. I leaned over to get a better look. The visor screen had no info on Fredo's virtual location. An intentional safeguard. The helmet didn't have an observer port either. There was no way to see what he was playing. Full discretion. Any conclusions? I'm starting to lose my patience. I guess we'll share our observations. Please note that these are initial observations. Your son is fine. He's just playing something exciting. He's been logged in for over 4 days, but there are no signs of adverse effects from the session. This is some excellent equipment. Doing a hard extraction by taking the helmet off is a huge risk, and logging out remotely... It's impossible, I know, like it is in most systems. Can you at least tell where he's logged into? The Virtualium data is masked by the helmet's discretion system. Gamedec equipment won't be any help here either. I need to find out which game Fredo logged into and then take appropriate steps. I understand. Fredo entered the game with his friend Timmy. He's a spineless pushover, but that might be for the best. He's waiting in my office. Maybe he can tell us something. You'd better hurry, though, as someone's on the way to pick him up. Cool. I'll do that later. He looked at me, then at his son, and sighed. All right, get to work. Aye, aye, Captain. Okay, check the helmet number. To get a look at the number, I had to lift the boy's head. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. I gently grabbed his head and tried to turn a little. Fredo moaned. Careful, you're hurting him. Explain? I know what I'm doing. He'll be fine. Do you think I'm blind? You're hurting him. Leave him the fuck alone or I'll throw you out myself. Alright, fine. I don't want to piss this guy off. Examine the suit. The suit was equipped with advanced anti-bed sore software. It resembled the skin of a slithering snake. I ran my fingers over the suit's surface. The synthetic fibers emitted more heat in the places where they needed to work harder. Okay. The suit was trying to mitigate the boy's sexual arousal through slow but intensive body massage. Can I do anything else? Okay, check the couch. The 11 bits discretion and comfort couch reeked of luxury and unattainability. The system masked the player's login information. Small screen displayed Fredo's vital signs: pulse, muscle tension, and brain activity. Despite the high-end hardware, the kid was sweating and using much more nutrifluid, than he should have been. His body was exhausted. Okay, guess I'm done.
You expect me to wait?
As long as it takes, buddy. He looked at me with disgust, as if to let me know that I was wasting his time. Ask about access to the couches. Who has access to the room with the couches? My guests and I, but no one except Fredo uses them when I'm away. He looked at the couch the woman was using. Or at least that's what I thought. I had nothing to say to him. Let's see, can I unlock anything? I guess not. Okie dokie. Alright, what do we got? What's over here? Oh, what's this? His clothes. The civilian clothing was hanging in the closet. It's good to take it off and change into a suit before going online. The clothes looked like they had no pockets. I was hoping to find a walk-tel or an omnic, but there was nothing there. Okay. How about this couch? An 11 bits couch in full working order. The latest model, obviously. The casing was slightly loose. Let's inspect it carefully. The side panel was loose. Someone forgot to tighten the screws. No professional would ever leave a sloppy job like that. Let's remove the cover then. The panel is fixed in place with S22A plastered screws. Fortunately, I was a professional. I pulled out the Series 3 Demo Tracks multi-tool that I always kept with me, and the protected cover came off in no time. There was a bottle inside the couch. The sleek vessel's shape alone suggested an indecent price, and it shimmered with a pale blue light. I removed it from among the wires. The faux-aged paper label said, Blue Mistress. No traces of the liquid, but the sticky glass still reeked of berries and chewing gum. I needed to get back to the investigation. And who do we have here? There was a rather provocatively dressed 20-something woman on the couch. The device's panel was flashing warnings. She'd exceeded the safety limits for logged-in time. Over 4 days without a suit, she must have taken a game pill, or her bladder wouldn't have held out. She started revitalization, but something interrupted the process. Even though she couldn't control her body, I thought she could hear me. Her helmet had an external monitoring port. I could connect to it and see what happened. Ooh, that's kind of like Cyberpunk. I like that. Let's see. Take a closer look at the woman. She must have been planning a short session since she didn't put on a suit. She looked like one of the women I had seen on the computer screen in the hall. Is that your assistant? She's just a random lowlife. Leave her alone and get back to my son. Haggis's face swelled up with anger. I'm going to hold my ground. I'll do what I feel needs to be done. You know your work. I know mine. Fine, but I'm warning you, don't fuck this up. Yeah, let's ask him about her. Who is she? I don't know. I've never seen this whore before. Hey, lady, can you hear me? She didn't answer, and she didn't move. Either she wouldn't talk or couldn't. I was betting on the latter. Is the same thing happening to Fredo? I don't know yet. Let's connect. Haggis noticed what I was doing. What the fuck are you doing? I want to talk to her through the observer's port, which is... I already know what it is, so stop insulting my intelligence and hurry the fuck up. When I connected to her helmet, the image was transmitted to my lenses. Oh, snap. Ooh. The girl drifted in an undefined space. It wasn't the network menu or any of the games I knew. Hello, I'm a Gamedec. I was hired by Mr. Haggis. I connected to your helmet. You can talk and I'll hear you on my walktel. According to the login, your name is Starlet. Is that right?
Gamedec. That's great. Yeah, I'm Starlet. I can't seem to log out.
Let's ask what happened. I want to ask you a few questions. If it helps you get me out of here. Let's ask her what happened. What happened? How did you get here? I don't know. I don't even know where here is. I was in the game with the guys and someone attacked me. Who attacked you? In what game? Was Fredo Haggis there? I'm confused and exhausted. I can't. Somebody definitely attacked me. I blacked out. Let's ask about the alcohol. I found signs of someone drinking alcohol here. Do you know anything about it? I was drinking some expensive sparkling wine before I came online. Is that why I'm stuck here? I doubt it. I'm just trying to follow every lead. Maybe I can tell you more if you get me out of this emptiness. Let's ask about Idris. Do you know Idris? I saw your picture on her computer. Still with the questions. Help me and you'll get your answers. And let's look around. The digital space was filled with data sets that my walktel rendered as luminous shapes. Let me try and help you. Well, that's weight off my shoulders. Progress bar appeared in your quest log. It is influenced by your decisions and dialogue choices. Remember that maxing it out can prompt a negative or a positive outcome, depending on the situation. Okie dokie. Let's analyze the problem. Interrupted revitalization is rare, usually due to faulty equipment, but that wasn't the case. It must have been something external. Revitalization is based on hardware stimulation of the player's senses. Each stage appears in the progress bar. Sadly, I couldn't recall the correct order. Of course you couldn't. Vision is definitely restored to last when the helmet is removed. Had I rushed it, Starlet would have been in serious trouble. Last. Okay. Okay, Starlet. I think I know how to wake you. Wait, I hear laughter. What's happening? My deck detected the girl's helmet being bombarded with exabytes of data. Someone wanted to overload it and terminate our connection. Starlet, someone is trying to either stop us from talking or probe me. Damn it, what are you going to do? The attack was intensifying. I didn't have much time. Let's activate the firewall. I'll activate some barriers to block the signal, but it's only a matter of time before they crack. It was possible to use jamming barriers to slow the attack, or some decent but weaker reflection barriers to track the source. Let's track the source. The barrier started tracking the signal. It wasn't long before I had accurate data. The barrier did the trick. Starlet, the attack's coming from Twisted and Perverted. I must have stepped on someone's toes in there. Too bad I can't remember. My connection is being overloaded with streams of incoming data. The walktel wasn't able to interpret it. One thing was certain, the attack was getting stronger by the second. Let's revitalize her. You don't have much time. I'm going to try to get you out of here. Finally. Stimulator senses. The correct order was key. The revitalization bar had stopped on stimulating proprioception. It seemed right to start with that. Starlet, I'm going to try to finish your revitalization. I'm going to need to touch your body. Is that okay? Do whatever is necessary. Let's move her arm. Felt around for Starlet's arm in Relium, raised it, moved it around. The revitalization bar moved forward. Proprioception complete. A good start, but the screen didn't display the next stage. Let's do touch. I grabbed her hand and squeezed it. Starlet, I'm squeezing her hand. Can you feel it? Not a thing. The attack was getting stronger. Smell? Decided to stimulate her inner ear, her sense of balance. I didn't know how fresh my breath was, but I took the risk. I leaned over and blew under the helmet into her face, then waited. There was no reaction. I needed to stimulate a different sense. The hacker broke through. We only had time for one action. When complete, if I removed her helmet, she could have problems or even fall into a coma. Is that a good idea? No, it's not a good idea. It's too strong. I'm losing the connection. No! Crap. Well, that didn't work. That didn't work. I got disconnected. Even worse, the attacker may have tracked me. I had no idea where this would lead. Well, that's not good. Starlight is unconscious. The couch panel flashes an interrupted revitalization alarm. Her breath was shallow, and she wasn't reacting to anything. A coma. Mr. Haggis, this woman needs a doctor. I can't help her. Haggis's cheeks burned red with outrage. You're wasting time and not getting any results. What's going on with my son? Don't worry, I'm working on it. He's getting awful antsy around this chick. The display keeps reminding me of the interrupted revitalization. Removing her helmet in this state could be dangerous. I analyzed the active systems. Starlight's senses failed to register any external stimuli. She was in a state of deep sleep. Well, at least she's not dead.
Fuck, how long do you expect me to wait?
Okay. Let's see. Is there anything else? Ooh, what's this? Timmy's clothes. A boy's clothes. Going by their size, they must have belonged to Fredo's friend. I found a walk-towel in the pants pocket. Show me your walk-towel, and I'll tell you who you are. Well, we're about to find out. Let's check sent messages first. It's funny how much a few messages can tell you about someone. The kid seemed oversensitive. One of the letters to Fredo was a deeply bitter complaint about a promise the young Haggis had broken. It seemed like his friend must have had taken advantage of his trust on more than one occasion. In the last message, Fredo said that his 16th birthday was coming up, and he was trying to convince Timmy to play an adult game. Twisted and Perverted was definitely an adult game. It could have been the right track. Alrighty then. Anything else over here? Nope. I was already over there. What's over here? Nothing? Okay. Kid.
Are you going to question me?
Yes, yes I am. Okay. The kid looked around with terror in his eyes. When I approached him, he trembled. Are you going to question me? Calm down, we're just going to talk. Questioning is best left to the police. I'm here to help Mr. Haggis' son, so let's just talk, alright? Okay, I want to help too. He nodded vigorously. Tell me what happened. It was Fredo's 16th birthday, and we were inside an adult game. He turned red and stared intently at his shoes. What do you want to know? Let's talk about him first. That usually, let's focus on you, Timmy. That way we can get him to calm down a little bit. Ask him if he's alright. Are you alright, Timmy? You're slurring your words and trembling. How do you feel? Not too good. I'm a bit dizzy. That's from the fatigue. We played for a long time, you know. Calm him down, it's almost over. Just a few more questions and you're free to go. He nodded with appreciation. Alright, I believe you want to help. It was Fredo's birthday. Did I already mention that? I'm not sure. So we logged into Paradise Beach. It's a place where adults get together here. You can read all about it in the description. He turned red like my grandma's geraniums. Well, what games do you like? What games do you like, Timmy? Whatever Fredo plays. Space sims, like Dream Space or Dying Stars. Shooters, too. Crawling Guns is our favorite. He loosened up. He liked to talk about games. I believe you. Really, I do. And I want to help. It's just that I can't quite remember. I don't know what actually happened. He had trouble putting sentences together and remembering the events. It wasn't just shock. Something had really disturbed his nervous system. Your nervous system is overloaded, but it will regenerate. It'll pass. Breathe. Why do you log off without Fredo? You left the game, even though your friend kept playing. What happened? I didn't want to leave him. I was feeling bad, shaking. Yeah, I know you don't leave your friends behind. He looked as if he was going to cry. What else do you want to know? He sounded like a player with a slow connection. Either he was deeply stressed or something was wrong with his nervous system. Let's see. Gonna talk about Fredo. Your friend. Tell me something about Fredo. Anything you want. He's my buddy. Same school and stuff. Once, this kid Alex called me names, so Fredo flushed his walk-tail down the toilet. He smiled at the memory. Then he altered the hollows in his school gallery to give Alex a pig snout that constantly oozed this disgusting mucus. Fredo's brilliant. He was looking at me with distrust. You're a Gamedec? Yes, I am. Yes, Timmy, I'm a game detective. Cool. Can you tell me about your work? The kid seemed to come alive a little. Yes. Sure, but I've also got a few questions for you. He nodded. You seem alright. I'll tell you what Fredo looks like in the game. He bought us both skins, and mine was almost as cool as his. Old Man Haggis doesn't know. We used an agent and covered our tracks so no one would find out that we were going into an adults-only world. You wanted to know about Gamedec work. As a detective, I help people with their problems within the scope of sensory worlds. Games give rise to many issues. Sometimes I need to solve a puzzle for someone, or someone falls into a hacker's trap. Other times, someone's partner is cheating on them in a sensory world, and I need to track them down. That's life, Timmy. That seems a little mundane. He seemed to be gaining courage. What do you need to do to become a Gamedec? He's got a shot at it. So you want to be a Gamedec, Timmy? I'm sure you could handle it. He smiled with disbelief. Ask about Fredo, your friend. Ask about the messages. You wrote to Fredo saying that he failed you. What was that about? You read my private messages? He looked at me with reproach. Fredo forgot that we were going to meet up. He was with some girl and forgot. He's a good friend, but I don't like when he does that stuff. He pursed his lips. He was no longer terrified and just waited for the next question. Ask about enemies. Has anyone been threatening Fredo? Did he have any enemies? No way. Everyone likes him, admires him. He's the best in graphics and animation, and has awesome skins and bitchin' results in Fast Fury. He bought the best speeder, the one for 15 thou, and... Listen to this game. I raised my eyebrows in amazement as I listened to the recounting of Fredo's achievements. The kid was burning through money, offending anyone in his way, and interestingly, always able to avoid consequences for his actions. Timmy seemed to revel in his friend's insolence. He obviously believed that arrogance and poor manners were cool. He was slowly opening up to me. We didn't know, because we always buy the most expensive tech and win. And everyone envies us. No risk, you know. This was supposed to be like that. You know how it is, don't you? Yeah, sure. Sure, everyone likes to show off now and then. He nodded vigorously. I think he liked me. Let's ask about his relationship with his father. How are things between Fredo and his father? Do they like each other or not? Old Man Haggis is paying you. No matter what I say, you'll take his side anyway. The truth lies where the money comes from. He grunted and pursed his lips. I've heard that Gamedec can pull players out of any tough situation. Have you always been able to, until now? Tell him about the tragic consequences. I can't always save people from their stupidity or the maliciousness of others. Those less fortunate end up with paresis, amnesia, or worse, and no game deck can help you then. He wrapped his arms around himself and looked away. I understand. To ask about his condition. Fredo has been in a state of constant, intense sexual arousal for the past few hours. What's he doing in the game? He focused on his shoes. It was an adults-only world, and I guess that's what adults do in adults-only worlds. Okay. What, Timmy? What do adults do? What Fredo's doing, you know? He seemed flustered as if he'd never heard of sex before. What rock had this kid been living under? He was looking at me with trust in his eyes. Let's ask about the girl. What can you tell me about Starlet? She's a stripper. She knew the game well, so Fredo hired her as a guide. She was very brave. He started to pick at the collar of his suit. What did she do that was so brave? She was brave. What did she do? She was dancing so flirtatiously and teasing us. She was so direct. He was embarrassed just thinking about the girl. She knew little of that world, but was brave enough to guide us, and she was so provocative. Thankfully, mainly toward Fredo. She barely spoke to me. He calmly waited for the next question. Let's ask about the Virtualium. Tell me, why Paradise Beach? Why'd you choose Paradise Beach? Well, to have some fun. People normally log into Paradise Beach to pick someone up, flirt a bit, or go to bed with someone. Is that what you were looking for? He started daydreaming. Yeah, Fredo says that you need to have an instinct. Sorry. Fredo says you need to have an instinct, and we have it. We were godlike. Oh, wow. Because we always know how to handle girls. He had no idea how to handle girls or game decks. I knew he was lying. He was looking at me without much comprehension, but trustingly. How many worlds have they played in? You celebrated Fredo's birthday in just one Virtualium? Yeah, but we did some pre-gaming here first. We kind of overdid it. Fredo had trouble putting on his suit. He realized that he had said too much and stopped. I know how things are, Timmy. When I was your age, I also went to parties and drank booze. He laughed. Booze is for the old or the poor. Fredo and I had better stuff. But the girl Fredo brought had booze. She said that it was included. He was looking at me with trust in his eyes. What were they doing there? What were you doing inside the game? Okay. We spent some time in a theater-turned-club. We had some drinks. It seemed he spoke more easily when I wasn't asking about erotic matters. He calmly waited for the next question. Why is Fredo still inside the game? I don't know. He left it there and wanted to stay for as long as possible. Maybe he's having fun? Could Fredo have lost track of time? It would have to have been an amazing session to disregard the danger of exceeding the permitted playtime. He was looking at me without much comprehension, but trustingly. Where was Fredo when you came out of the game? He was on the beach by these big dunes. Let's go with the details. That's rather vague. Do you remember anything that could help me identify the beach? Focus. There was fine yellow sand and a bright blue sky, and the menu had some gravity beach chairs, striped ones. Sorry. He wrinkled his brow as if coming up with this had drained all his strength. He was looking at me with trust in his eyes. All right, Timmy. I don't have any other questions. Sweet. What do we got? Should we look at the computer, or should we not piss off the big guy? Ooh, what's over here? The floor was sticky in that spot. Let's take a closer look. Stain was light blue. Berries and chewing gum. A barely noticeable trace of liquor. I ran my fingers across the stain and touched my fingertips to my tongue. Sour. The ethanol was long gone. I caught Timmy's surprised look. He cleared his throat and looked away. I was running an investigation. All details mattered. Let's see. What's this thing? Panda. The animal looked as if it were frozen in time. Let's see. Take a closer look. Submerged in a transparent resin substance, the panda seemed alive. I noticed a panel with a single red button at the base of the display. I always push the big red button. The hidden anti-G mechanism buzzed as it moved the polymer resin blocks apart. Okay. I sincerely apologize. I was told to take the boy, Timmy, home. The new mobile is waiting. The kid nodded. Thank you. I hope you can help Fredo. Bye, Timmy. Hang tough. Hang tough? Who says that nowadays? Jeez. Wasn't that a thing we used in like the 80s? Alright. Info files. All open to the PWI homepage. The article is about Pygmalion, the flagship PWI product. It allowed you to create living human psyches. I copied the rest of the codex to get back to it when I had more time. How convenient. Computer. A stream of stock market quotations appeared on the screen. The hardware was high-end, just like everyone else in these rooms. System access was blocked, but I was convinced I could log on if I tried. This had to be the hardware that was monitoring Fredo's couch. Let's hack it. I expected problems, but a simple bypass did the trick. The owner didn't seem to care about good security. Access granted. Okay. She cut short mid-sentence and took a good look at me. Oh, you're not Honey Bunny. Did something happen? Is he alright? I mean, is Jeffrey alright? Excuse me. I haven't talked to other people in years, so is he okay? Calm her down. Nothing happened. I just need access to this computer. Oh, Les. Oh, yes. Let me give you the tour. I have access to emails, reports, bills, and some other systems. What would you like to see? Couch control. I want to access the couch control panel. Player monitoring. Show me Fredo's monitoring. Do you know where he's logged in? I'm afraid that data is encrypted. Honey Bunny made it so, but I can connect to the boy and describe what he's feeling right now. Yeah, please. Alright, do it. I'm making the connection. I can't say I like the kid's thoughts. What don't you like about him? It's hard to say. He makes me sick. I sense the same purple scent from him as I do from Honey Bunny, but that is barely noticeable. Whereas Fredo's... It's hard to explain how I receive them. Synesthesia? I think that's what it's called. Oh, it's getting hot. He's very excited, far beyond the limits of red ecstasy. Let's focus on the ecstasy. Describe it. Oh yes, crimson. I love that color. Oh, all that red. Don't stop. Amaranth, scarlet, crimson. Ah! Okay. Wow. Programming error. Have a nice day. Blue Whales Interactive. Never alone. That was interesting. All right, let's go talk to this guy.
How long do you expect me to wait?
Need to access your computer. He looked at me as if I'd suggested something absurd, and the frown on his face deepened into a greater level of irritation. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Sure. If your son has been devitalized for a number of days, the effects may be severe. You need to let me try. gave me a long, threatening stare from under a wrinkled brow. At last, he answered, speaking slowly and enunciating each word. Axis Mundi. That's my password. And if there's ever a data leak, know that I will destroy you. I had nothing to say to him. Alrighty. Now we got access to this here computer. Where'd it go? Floor. Piece of the floor stood out from the rest. There was no chance of a flaw in the design, not in a building like this. Not right now. Why can I not access the computer? Am I like not standing in the right spot or something? Hold on, let me grab the panel and see what I can do. So I don't have to look at this suspicious panel. It looked like a hatch. A hidden safe. A D109 duo shield made of T200X, a high chromium steel alloy. No common thief could open one. It required the advanced knowledge and intelligence of a true safecracker. Well, let's figure it out then. I found a crack. I raised the wooden tile and saw a digital safe lock. I triggered an emergency opening of the safe with the handy butler, a device of my own design. A steel box appeared from beneath the floor. Ooh, what's inside? I needed to check for leads inside. Box of pills. Plenty of game pill packages. NLSD, CC, stay on target, even an L pill. Not illegal, but what would he be doing with an L pill? Tree figurine. The figurine resembled the tree decorating the office floor. A gold plate with the words Axis Monday was engraved on its stand. Inside the leather briefcase, I found hollows of a young man holding an attractive woman in what looked like a loving embrace. Closer look at her face and body language made it clear that she wanted to get away. Without a doubt, the young man was Fredo. Then I realized the woman looked like one of the girls I had seen on the secretary's computer. There was an Infolia file attached to the hollows. I checked it out. It seemed Haggis was being blackmailed. Ooh. I returned to the investigation. Harp. A harp. For ages, the instrument has attracted both artists and common mortals. Made of authentic exotic wood, richly encrusted with ivory. The pedals were probably gold-plated, expensive stuff. It was definitely not for use. It was supposed to look good and serve as an indicator of the owner's status. I'm not going to play it. I think I'm going to end this episode here. Done a lot of investigating. I think we can deduce what we need to do next. I believe in the next episode we're going to jump into the game that Fredo is apparently stuck in and see if we can't get him out. So thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Really helps me out. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.